Recording.
Well, it's been almost exactly 2 years, and finally, the pandemic is dissipating. We made our choices, we learned our lessons, and it's a new dawn. The spring equinox is coming, and it's a new season for the year 2022, and a new time for all of us to embrace new life, new opportunities, new abundance. And while we balance our care and genuine prayer for peace in the awareness of a world that still includes unthinkable tragedy and sorrow and even war, we also are grateful for how blessed we are. And so let us use this spring of 2022 to take everything that we've learned, clear the past, and move forward in gratitude for the freedom that we have, for the blessings of our lives, for the opportunity to come together again in community, online, and yes, in person. We are all part of the awakening world, and we all have the roles that we're playing as individuals and collectively. We are the imaginal cells finding each other to create a beautiful, incredible butterfly out of the old paradigm. So welcome to spring of 2022. Welcome to the awakening world.
We come from the same source, a powerful love force. We're coming together, stronger than ever, not divided. We come from the same source, a powerful love force. We're coming together, hear the call, you are invited. We come from the same source, a powerful love force.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and that was the debut of our brand new spring video. Thank you, Alan and Son and Virtual World Studios, for creating that. And here we are. It's a full moon for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. It is the start of a spring season, and we are kicking it off with a really powerful weekend. And we have such an abundance of wonderful people joining us tonight. We're going to learn all about the synergy circles, all about the Evolutionary Leaders Network. We've got friends joining us from all parts of the world. We've got friends in Hawaii, British Columbia, and Australia. And speaking of Australia, I'm going to go straight to Ben Bowler. Ben, if you can unmute yourself. And there he is. Hey, buddy. Can you hear me?
Yes, Scott, I can hear you. Hello from Melbourne, Australia. I got to say, Scott, that was the first time I saw that video. Like a lot of us, that is absolutely magnificent. Beautiful work. What a beautiful opening to the Equinox weekend. And it's great to be here with you from Melbourne.
Thank you. I'm also going to bring on camera Summer and Joy Raymer. They live up in the Pacific Northwest. They're visiting from Hawaii. And Ben, I'd like for you and John to tell us a little bit about what was the inspiration for tonight's show, this new Unity Peace Synergy Circle.
Beautiful. Well, great to be here with you, Summer and John. It's a beautiful day here, and I hope it's a beautiful day there in Hawaii. Certainly great to see your smiling faces. So the Evolutionary Leaders is an incredible network set up by the Source of Synergy Foundation many years ago. And initially instigated by such figures like Barbara Marx Hubbard, Deepak Chopra, and many others. And through the agency of Deborah Moldo and Dr. Kurt Johnson, who are so active in the Evolutionary Leaders, they've created these synergy circles of belonging orientated around various themes and various missions. And, you know, this idea, John, of a unity and peace open synergy circle so that everybody who wants to be a part of it can come, is part of this trans organizational movement, which is built upon and powered by teams and yet belongs to the greater commons. So this is really the coming together of the evolutionary leaders, Unity Earth, the Sign Network, We the World. Many organizations came together, Summer and John, and said, let's create something which is a container of belonging for everyone who feels connected to work for unity and peace in our lives, in our communities, in our nations, and on our world. And so it's an evolutionary being. We are discovering it together with key members, including Deborah Kurt, as well as Arena Morrison and Becky Suzik and many, many others. We are coming together to find a way of what can we do to empower this global grassroots people-powered movement for unity and peace. And we had our first gathering just a couple of weeks ago, and it was very powerful. Incredible music. Kristen often performed just like she often does here on the Awakening World, and people bringing their gifts to help really serve this collective becoming for unity and peace. And it's a journey. It's a journey more than a destination that we're on. The next gathering is coming up on the 5th of April. Everyone is welcome. It's 4 p.m. Eastern time on the 5th of April. But it's really an open arms container for everybody to come and connect, to be connected, and to find ways to empower each other in this journey home. And so that's the Unity and Peace Synergy Circle. Everyone's welcome. It's a place of belonging. It's a place of creativity, and it's a place of exploration. So thank you, Scott, for having us on here. And John, this is something which we're being led by this Synergy Circle and seeing where it takes us. We're very much in the exploration of it, brother.
Yeah, well said, man. Beautiful. And yeah, thank you, Scott. That video is such a great expression of, I think it's kind of like a new love. You know, we are in a new place together. And the joy of being a member of the evolutionary leaders and the incredible work done by Deborah and Kurt to establish these circles. And when we thought about it and they created the game in such a way that this circle could be an open circle, we need everybody now. I mean, this is a unique moment in our history. I mean, look at Zelensky zooming all over the world, you know, waging a war in an unbelievable way. And like Martin Luther King said, for those who love peace need to organize as effectively as those who love war. So here we are at this incredible moment. And I am so grateful to everyone's dedicated efforts, everyone's willingness to say, okay, we're all on the battlefield here. Love is at stake. I mean, nuclear arms, there's so many issues that are so powerful right now that are causing us to say we just can't stay silent. And Scott, you just work your butt off, man. I'm in these threads with you. I know how much work it is, and I appreciate you, brother. And everybody here saying, okay, this is like we've never been here before. Let's figure this one out together. Let's figure out how unity and peace and these convergences that we do with World Unity Week coming up in June and then Peace Week in September are ways to build momentum and strengthen the whole in the process. And of course, I'm so blessed to be here with you, Summer. And here we are honoring this incredible turning that we're all going through.
Yes. Wow. Yes. And I just want to acknowledge too that it is it's many circles upon circles that makes so much of this possible. You may see Ben, you may see John and Scott and think, you know, that there's so much synergy that that makes so much of this possible that we do and that Scott does every week. I mean, there's so many patterns of certain people. Like I hear Pookie's voice in the song, the powerful love force. She's incredibly woven in so many patterns through Unity Earth and she is Hawaiian. We are on her mother island right now. And I could say that about so many people that I know are in this Zoom room right now that hold so many different parts of the thread that is about what Unity and Peace Synergy Circle is about, that Ben and John are really lifting up right now, and World Unity Week that's coming up. There's just so much opportunity for anyone, for all of us to be lifted up together, that this is such a time. And I think with the equinox and the full moon, that this is a time of really that expansive oneness to celebrate, that is also here among a time of war, and yes, still the pandemic, but there's this incredible like field that is more real than I think I've ever felt before, of
Yes.
just like, okay, and what can we do? You know, we're all caring for those places like Ukraine
Right.
and
just
Russia.
a perfect example. Summer's got her head down because she's making a sine wave while this is happening. She's got members all over the world who are making their audience.
Well,
have-
let's talk about the Sign Network. So first off, I just want to let our audience know we have some amazing guests. You're going to hear from Kurt Johnson. We have a beautiful musical artist who's going to do several songs. We're going to hear from Reverend Deborah Moldow and from Irina Morrison. So we've got a lot going on. But while I've got John and Summer here, I want to introduce the Sign Network to any of you who don't know about it. Now, this is going to be one of those shows where make sure you've got a pen and a piece of paper or another page opened up on your computer to copy down some of the links. And I'll be putting these links into our Zoom room, and I'll try and get them over to all of our friends watching on Unify and on all the different pages, because they do something called a sine wave. That's how so many of you get to watch the shows that I do, and also that Trish is with us. We haven't even heard from Trish yet. In fact, let me bring her on.
Hi, Trish.
Trish is here.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Summer. Hi, John.
Remember the sine. I
Ben,
mean,
wherever you are in Newfoundland.
All right, so tell us how, because the Sign Network promotes Trisha's show every Thursday, her self-love show, and All the Awakening World. So tell us about the Sign Network and how people watching can get involved.
it's fueled by trust. That was the thing we discovered, that we can agree to support each other in unprecedented ways. So it's an alliance of social innovators that are committed to behavior change at scale through collaborative learning and innovation and unprecedented unified action. So Summer and I are admins on hundreds of Facebook pages. And those members said to us, okay, when Scott goes live and his awakening world is happening, share it with my audience. And that generosity of spirit, that kind of being there for each other, is taking us into uncharted waters. So it's an alliance. It's not for everybody, but for those who want to be a part of collaborating in unprecedented ways, check it out. We'd love to hear from you, have a discovery session, see if it's a good fit with the kind of work that you're doing and how we can do it together. We are better together.
And SIGN stands for Synergized Impact Network Exchange. And there is a platform on something called Weaver that is for anyone. It doesn't, we have a lot that we provide for synergy to continue through a lot of the things with Unity Earth and a lot of the people that are in this Zoom room and the Evolutionary Leaders Circle. There's so many people that are looking to weave, like wanting to synergize. And what's so cool about the Weaver platform is that you can get really, really clear about what your interests are and what your requests and offers are around the impacts that you want to be making in the world. And so that's really at the heart of Weaver, which a lot of great projects are lifted up.
Like Peace in Ukraine is a project. We're all writing that story together right now.
All right, so here's the Weaver. So tell us again, this is all new for some people. So there's the SIGN Network, there's Weaver. Tell us a little bit about both and how people can best join. Where should they go?
Right.
Well, you've got the great link. So that link will take you to join our Weaver SIGN members.
And it's really a directory, which allows us to do both description and discovery. So everybody has a presence there. You fill in a profile, you identify your interests. We started with Barbara Marx Hubbard's 12 interests, and there's now over 200 there. But then you can see everyone else who's interested in conscious evolution, everyone else who's interested in the climate crisis. And you can connect and weave together. You could do prompts and say, hey, Scott, you ought to know this person, or you ought to know that person. And Tatiana, for example, with the Visioneers Network, she's on Weaver. I mean, many people that are in this call have a presence on Weaver. And in that way, we're creating a way to get to know each other better, to accelerate that process of building trust by finding out who are these people? How can I learn more about Scott? He has an incredible history of all the things he's done and what she's doing. I mean, this is a way for us to get to know each other better and to weave our strategies together.
And there's always an and, I'm sure, with so many of us, right? So there is the Weaver, and then Sign Network. If you're interested in being a patron, so we do have a membership that's kind of a little bit of a deeper membership that's available. And if you apply on our website, that's sign.network. And I think Scott has that. And you can,
yeah, let's take a look. We'll go back there again.
And you can start a one-on-one conversation, just filling out a very brief application to join. And I will be emailing you to do a one-on-one and see what kind of synergy and ways we can support what you're doing in the world and in a collective way. So.
And it has helped us so much. I'm going to bring Trish back on for a minute so that Trish can talk about how the Sign Network has supported her show, the Self-Love Show. Hi, Trish.
Hi. Well, as you know, Donna and I started the Self-Love Show at the beginning of the pandemic, right after my friend was murdered. And it was a time when, both Dawn and I, and Scott, because he's the muse, we're really like, now's the time when people really need support. And we know we're a tiny little show and we only have so many friends, so we can only reach so many people. And Scott connected me with John and Summer and said, maybe they can help you. And so what John and Summer have done for me and for the Self-Love Show and for the people, the viewers, is that they've given us a platform to be able to like reach out and point, like just reach out and be like, hey, yeah, exactly. And just touch someone here and there and there and it just expand our reach, but also expand the way that people can receive us. So we've had lots of especially just this last week, I'm not sure what is happening in the world, but people were like, thank you so much for doing this. We really need your show. We can't afford therapy, so we watch your show every week so that we can pick something up for free, and so thank you both so much for doing what you do and for connecting us to the other people who have similar interests as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
You had mentioned Tatiana, and Tatiana is going to play a few songs for us, plus we have a couple of videos. So Tatiana, I'm going to bring you on. I know that
Scott, could you wait just a second?
Yeah.
Because I want to ask John and Summer to mention one other beautiful project that they've just initiated, which is a Trello board. Probably most people don't know what that is, but it's like an online bulletin board. And this one is in support of Ukraine. And I was very moved when I saw it. It shows many different projects that are happening and initiatives for peace. And maybe, John, you can put the link in the chat and Scott can show it.
Yeah, pop it on. You have screen sharing privilege, John. So you can either share it yourself or pop it in the chat box and I'll share it.
Well, the origin, it's one of the things that happened is we realized that, in fact, the reason why Sign is so great is because of people like you, Deborah, and Kurt. Kurt's got like 10 pages that we share stuff out onto. Yeah. So we're just facilitating this collective empowerment. And we started this tale of synergy from the magic canoe called Peace in Ukraine. And we said, one of the things we invite people to do is give us your resources. Tell us the great things you're seeing about what's happening. So we put them together on this Trello board that Summer's going to give you a link to now. And everybody's welcome to add your resources to it. So that way we can come to see, like, for instance, did you see Arnold Schwarzenegger's call to the Russian people? Was that not amazing?
Wow.
Oh, and James O.D., oh my God, that talk he gave about the light of Ukraine. I mean, we're at a moment when we need to discover and share the best resources because we're in a place we've never been before. So thank you, Deborah, for saying that. This is one expression of our unified coming together And this is what you're looking at here. These are just columns that have these cards. And each card, if you click on, like look at the James O.D. one. If you open that up, if you click on that, yeah, you see them there. There's a column for medical needs, for basic human needs. They're all over. If you move over to the right, you'll see more columns. And each of those columns are full of those cards, they're called.
Holy Moses. Wow.
Yeah. And I'm being careful. I mean, and everyone's welcome to add your stuff in there. That's the thing. This is self-organizing. This is us showing up saying, hey, wait a minute. There are things that I've seen about what's going on in Ukraine that I want others to know about. Here's a place you can post them.
And this is all free, correct? People can join Trello for free.
Absolutely.
And this is part of a project on Weaver, just to, all the connections and all the things that have, it may be overwhelming, but I'm so agree with you, Deborah. It was absolutely amazing to see so many people that are on Weaver just gravitating to support and just knowing people in the EL circle that are on the border in Poland and Ukraine and just
the teddy bears, right? That project that Nina did. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean,
and
these
with
are
Dot Maver and Fumi. I mean, we have such a beautiful community here. Oh my God, Scott. It is really unprecedented. We are uniting in unprecedented ways.
All right. Well, you had mentioned Tatiana and her use of Weaver. So I'm bringing Tatiana on, and I have her talk for a minute about how she's used Weaver, and then she's got a beautiful song to play for us. And while she plays her song, everybody, I move and groove a little bit because I'll put the spotlight on some of our other friends as we're listening to this beautiful, beautiful song from Tatiana. But Tatiana, how have you used Weaver since we're talking about that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on tonight. It is just an absolute joy to be here with these luminous, incredible beings. And so grateful to John Raymer for introducing me to you, Scott, because, wow, I just feel home here. And I also see many familiar faces, which is pretty magical. So thank you so much for having me. And so I've known John now for, I don't know, a year or maybe more than that. And he joined my network, which is the Visioneers International Network, and introduced me to Weaver. And it's just been an incredible way of just continuing to grow my own network, to meet incredible, like-minded, change-making people. And honestly, I mean, I'm just sort of starting to be introduced to it now, and I'm just starting to kind of understand its potential. And its potential is limitless. I mean, it connected me to you, Scott, and just starting to kind of educate myself on the platform. I'm just seeing like, wow, this is like what I feel social media is meant to do and be. It's meant to connect us to people who are our heart tribe. And so, yeah, thrilled to have learned about it, to have been introduced to it, and thankful to John for bringing me here. I don't hear you.
That's because I muted myself.
The mute.
It's such an abundance of riches. I mean, we have so many wonderful people to hear from tonight. But I would love for you to play that first song that you played for me during the sound check, because it's beautiful and a wonderful way to kind of move the energy. And be prepared, people, because I'm going to pop the spotlight on some of our friends who have their cameras on. And so turn your cameras on and let's all meet each other and listen to this beautiful song. And tell us just a little bit about it, Tatiana.
Yeah, so this song is it's a very uplifting song. It's called Peace, Love, and Happiness. And I actually wrote it for the World Youth Peace Summit in Pakistan. They had me come over. They wanted me to write a song for the summit. And so this song was really a way of kind of connecting all the people that were gathered there from around the world. And so it's a very connecting song. And I think it's very applicable to this moment as well, with this beautiful family that is here. So here we go. All my brothers, all my sisters, gathered from around the world today, here to talk about peace and together to find a better way. We are the voice of the people, and we raise our voices strong to bring this world to peace, back where it belongs. No more violence, no more hatred. We want to live in a world that's sacred. No more boundaries, refugees, children growing up in poverty. We want a world where everyone has peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. We raise our voices and pray for peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. We pray for this. We're here at the Awakening World. We are here to give our love, to let go of our fear, here to open our hearts and give birth to a new world, a new earth. And from around the world, we let our blessings fly free. From Hawaii, peace and love. From Australia, peace and love. From the USA, peace and love. We'll start a movement, we'll start a movement. From Canada, peace and love. Everywhere else around the world, let's hear peace and love. We want a world where everyone has peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. We raise our voices and pray for peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. We pray for this. If anyone wants to unmute and sing the chorus with me, we could totally do that, and it'd be really fun. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. We raise our voices and pray for peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. We pray for this.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you so much, Tatiana.
Now here, you see, you can connect to Tatiana right here and find
There
out
it is.
more about this amazing person,
There's your
the
profile.
project she's up to, who she's affiliated with, the Visionaries Network, she's in relationships with, and you can connect, and that's the game. So beautiful, Tatiana. And this is how you can play on Weaver. So, and everybody, I mean, so many folks, you want to learn about Dr. Johnson. Here you go.
You can put their profiles in the
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted you to see how it connects up to what we're doing. You have to spell people's names right, though.
That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Well, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. He's with us. So you are spotlighting Kurt Johnson. And with no further ado, tell us, since I've got Summer and John with us, I'm putting the spotlight on Kurt, but John, Summer, and Reverend Deborah, tell us, because you know this man. I'm just getting to know him. He's awesome. So Reverend Deb, John, Summer, tell us about Kurt Johnson.
Well, before the
I'm
internet,
going to jump in here because yes, please start blushing now, Kurt, because this is a truly extraordinary human being. First of all, he has a background like no one else whom I know. What is your PhD in, Kurt? Ecology and something?
Evolution.
And evolution, right?
Always knows that.
He was also a contemplative monk. He also raised a family. He also worked for many years at the Museum of Natural History. He has named how many butterflies?
Couple thousand.
A couple of thousand. And that introduced him to Nabokov's work, not only as a writer, but also as a butterfly enthusiast. And so Kurt has written books about that, including Nabokov's blues. The blues are a kind of butterfly. And Kurt has been connecting people through the Interspiritual Network. He co-wrote an absolutely seminal, amazing encyclopedic book called The Coming Interspiritual Age. And I know he was inspired by Brother Wayne Teasdale and his work to really move from interfaith into interspirituality. And one of the best things we ever did was to bring him into the Evolutionary Leaders Network, where he has become the coordinator of our synergy circles, which you are going to hear a lot more about tonight, especially our new synergy circle for unity and peace that has been established by Ben Bowler and John Raymer and Arena Morrison and Rick Ulfik and other peacemakers. So Kurt is an amazing networker. He brings people together. He empowers people through, especially through his media outlets that he has been stewarding, the Convergence magazine and Light on Light magazine, which are online publications, and they're gorgeous. Shannon and David Winter have just published these on a regular basis, and they're beautiful. And maybe Kurt will give you a link to how you can find them. And also the Voice America online radio. And Kurt has done amazing programs showcasing so many of our evolutionary leaders, and people are on the leading edge of this evolution. Kurt received the Synergy Superstar Award this year from the Source of Synergy Foundation because of just all of the extraordinary work that he's been doing. So I've spoken enough, and you need to hear from Dr. Kurt Johnson.
Well,
Thank
thanks
you,
so
though,
much.
for that wonderful introduction, Deb. And we will hear more from Deb, learning all about the evolutionary leaders in a little bit. So, but Kurt, you're up.
All right. Well, that's a lot to live up to. But like you've all been saying, we've got a lot to live up to now because we're at such a turning point in history where not only can we make a difference, we must make a difference. And as you've all said, that comes straight out of the heart, when we really see the world that we would like to see, as opposed to all the suffering and all the other alternatives, which just are not what we should be about. So all this energy you've seen tonight has been from the Unity and Peace Synergy Circle, but actually there are more than a dozen other synergy circles in the Evolutionary Leaders. And some point, Scott's going to be panning over to the Evolutionary Leaders website. You're going to see a lot of faces that you recognize. We joke that it's kind of like your bookshelf. But the point is, all of these people working together to try to make a difference at this critical time. So the other circles that we're working together on are Sacred Sites and Indigenous Wisdom, Bridging the Consciousness Divide, Co-creating the Hollow Movement, Conscious Business, Creating an Ecological Civilization, Transforming Education, Integral and Holistic Cosmologies, Science and Spirituality, Sustainability, Unity and Peace, that's who's hosting you tonight, Holistic Design and Biomimicry, Yoga and Spiritual Practice, and then the big one I want to emphasize now, because while we're on with Scott and so many of you, is media. So the whole secret to how we can make a difference when we have all of these media assets at our disposal in the world, from the internet to everything else. And ours actually include magazines and books and online summits and online programming and radio and TV. So if you go to the Evolutionary Leaders and you see 250 faces that are really well known to you, and then you imagine another 200 thought leaders that have joined us in the open synergy circles, what we're really serious about in 2022 is the collective impact of all of this messaging. Because if you ask 99.9% of people in the world, other than the narcissistic leaders that still somehow get to the top, but 99% of the people in the world want a place of safety in which to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. And in the heart, we know that that's what we all are about. And the original calling of the Evolutionary Leaders was that call to consciously evolve, or to be at the steering wheel of our evolution. And that's the big opportunity that we have now. So all of us are a part of grabbing that steering wheel. And I think I've said enough, but across all of these area of activities is where we're trying to really make a difference 24/7. So back to all of you. And it's a privilege to be here with so many inspiring people. That's what keeps me going. So thanks to all of you.
So here's the page where you can see the synergy circles that he was talking about. And I know it's a lot of information we're doing tonight. Luckily, we record all of our shows. You might want to even go back and watch it, but start getting involved. And I'll show you some wonderful ways. And we're going to hear a little bit more from Deborah and John and Summer, and we still have to hear from Irina. But look at all these beautiful circles where people are coming together to create the new paradigm. And you all have heard me say it many, many times on my shows that I do believe we are all, everybody, not just the people that are on camera, but everyone who can hear my voice, everyone who's coming to any of these events or shows, we're all imaginal cells creating the butterfly, creating the new paradigm out of the old one. And finding each other is incredible. And that's why Weaver and the Trello board and evolutionary leaders and shows like I do, these are all different ways that we're finding each other, because the imaginal cells of the butterfly, remember what happens is the caterpillar's dying. There's chaos going on inside the caterpillar. But if enough imaginal cells find each other, they coalesce, they come together to create the butterfly. And that's the new paradigm that we're all creating. So I'm going to go back to the evolutionary leaders page for a minute. And I'm going to encourage Deborah or anyone else just to tell us a little bit about 3 things people can do, starting with our moment of choice. And this is a wonderful, wonderful book. There's also, I guess the first thing is put your email address in right here. That's always the first thing to do, so that you now can be part of the organization. So that's always a good place to start. Put in your email address. And again, that's evolutionaryleaders.net. I'm going to put the link back in. No, I'm not a robot. Oh gosh, it's asking me to show crosswalks. Okay.
I apologize for that, but
now I have to show bridges. Okay.
We were getting a lot of spam on the site, so we had to put in some extra security. Pardon us.
Oh my gosh! Now it's not happy with me because I'm not finding the bridges properly. All right. Here we go. Tell us more about the evolutionary leaders and especially our moment of choice. I'm going to go back to that for a minute.
Well, thank you, Scott. Thank you for encouraging us to speak about our moment of choice. I'm going to make an announcement. Our moment of choice is going to come out in paperback on May 3rd.
Wow.
We are so excited. We've already gotten 4 awards, including a Gold Nautilus Award. It's a very unique book, our moment of choice. And first of all, it's our moment of choice, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the situation in Ukraine has made this crystal clear. Humanity has, as the Hopi prophecy told us many, many years ago, humanity was going to be at a crossroads. And we are there. And we get to choose. Are we ready to embark on a co-created culture of peace? Or are we going to continue in the old ways of fighting one another and destroying our earth in the process? I mean, it's pretty clear, right? This is our moment of choice.
Yeah.
So we encourage you to get the book. It was written by 43 of our members of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle, including many people you know, such as Deepak Chopra, Jean Houston, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, Lynn McTaggart, James O'D, who John was talking about just a while ago, Michael Beckwith. Each chapter is a very short distillation of what's coming from their heart at this moment. And every chapter concludes with an action step that you can take to be part of birthing this new way of living on the earth and in harmony with one another. So it's a very special book, and it's kind of an easy read because each of these chapters is only a few pages long, and it's such a cornucopia of wisdom. So definitely take a look at Our Moment of Choice. Take a look on Amazon. See who the writers are. Go to ourmomentofchoice.com. And you can get a lot of bonuses by signing up for the book through that website. We have some wonderful materials to give you for free if you want to buy the book and sign our mailing list through Our Moment of Choice. So that's ourmomentofchoice.com. Or you can go to Evolutionary Leaders and just click on it. That will take you there.
All right.
So
So I'm sending people to Evolutionary Leaders where they can get the book, or they can get to do all the wonderful things with CAPTCHA.
They can sign on to the Call to Conscious Evolution.
Okay.
So this was our first project. When the Evolutionary Leaders first met as a group, there were only 35 of us back then, and there were a lot of people that you've heard of whom you can see on this site. Oh, there's some wonderful people who are in the book: Dwayne Elgin, Joan Borisenko, and our beloved Barbara Marks Hubbard, who we have, I think, her last piece of writing. So then that was very exciting. But anyway, the Call to Conscious Evolution is a place where not only can you sign onto it, and that will also put you on our mailing list, but you can leave your comment about what you are doing to further the conscious evolution of humanity. So I think if you scroll down, you can see people's comments on this page, or you might have to, yes, there they are. So it gives you the opportunity to express not only that you support this call, but that you are part of it, that you are leading the evolution. So that's the second way you can participate through our website. And the third way is to click on the Synergy Circles and take a look there. The Synergy Circles are new, so they're not all open to the public yet. But this is why the Unity and Peace Synergy Circle is so special, because that's the first Synergy Circle that has started from the very beginning with the intention of having the widest community participation possible. It is an open invitation.
I'm going to that one now. And a reminder that the next meeting, here it is kind of in the middle of the page here, the Unity and Peace Synergy Circle, that's where Ben and John created it. We've heard from them tonight. And their next meeting is going to be on Tuesday, April 5th at 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern. I'll put that into the chat boxes again, but please join us. It was when they announced this a couple of weeks ago that I said, okay, we got to do an Awakening World just on this circle. And I said, who wants to come on? And next thing I knew, John and Summers said yes, and Reverend Deborah said yes, and Ben Bowler said yes, and Tatiana said yes. And we haven't even heard yet from Irina Morrison, who I'm going to go to next. So there's Irina. All these wonderful people coming together through the Evolutionary Leaders, through these Synergy Circles. And Irina, I have the spotlight on you and would love to just hear kind of a little bit about your relationship to World Unity Week, Synergy Circle, Evolutionary Leaders, anything you'd like for us to know.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for having me on this equinox weekend. And I have to say that here in Australia, we actually celebrate the autumn equinox. So we're very much into the energy of the harvest and abundance and preparing for quietness and stillness of coming winter. So thank you. I think we're kind of doing this great balance between northern and southern hemisphere. So I'm new to Evolutionary Leaders and the Synergy Circle, so just as excited as everyone else. But I'm not new to these circles and this network. I'm kind of an old piece of furniture because I've been with Unity Earth pretty much from day one. And apart from Bambola, Kurt Johnson is one of the first people that I've had the pleasure to work with Unity Earth. And so what I can say from my personal perspective and my personal experience, the energy and the vibes of these circles, the synergy circle, the Sign Network, evolutionary leaders, the Unity Earth, it has peace and unity. It's really unifying people from all around the globe and from all walks of life. So when I first came into this network and Unity Earth, I was a yoga teacher of many years, and I actually draw very much a lot of similarities between the field of yoga and this particular kind of a network and the grassroots organizations within the circles. So seeing people coming together, men, women, single mothers, shift workers, tourists, immigrants, anyone is welcome in the yoga class. And I pretty much saw that type of energy and that type of environment, the welcoming environment within this network and these circles. So for whatever reason, people come to yoga class, whether it be to nourish their bodies, mind, and soul, it happens through the synchronized movement, not just with the body and breath, but also in synchronicity with each other. And that was probably the key point that kind of motivated me and inspired me to become a member and an old piece of furniture within Unity Earth network and now the Synergy Circle. So seconding what everyone else said, and especially John Raymer, this is the time. So this is the time to elevate humanity into unity, peace, into love. Once again, when people come together in a yoga class through challenges and new experiences, it opens their mind and their hearts, and we become equal, we become one with the breath, one with the movement, one with each other. And that unity, equality, and working together towards a common goal also transpires through the work of Unity Earth and Sign Network, as well as evolutionary leaders. It's about the unity consciousness, how we see each other as equals, how we treat each other as equals, not just humans, not just people, but the entire planet and all living beings. And once again, acknowledging and celebrating the weekend of equinox, looking around in nature, there's a constant motion and playfulness with birds, with insects, with animals, leaves rustling, winds blowing, but there's also an equal presence of stillness through the landscapes, the mountain, forests, still water, sand, sun, the moon. And what we can learn and adopt from that is the balance between the action and stillness and contemplation, and coming to that place of peace and unity within each and one of us. Through the balance. So nothing more to be said that hasn't been said already.
Well, I do have a couple of things to say. I'm going to read some of the comments coming in from Summer writes, she is not old furniture in any way. Arena is crucial in all of this work together. And Reverend Deborah writes, Irina also works with World Weavers, bringing people on uplifting journeys around the world. She is amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm appreciating that you brought up nature, and that it is, of course, autumn equinox for the Southern Hemisphere. And that's a perfect segue into a video from Tatiana, our wonderful musical artist, And this is a beautiful video that I think weaves things together quite nicely. So let's take a look.
Today we come together with a new vision for humanity, to co-create a united Earth family. And with this vision and our shared intuition, we have the potential to bring peace on Earth to fruition. We imagine a world where we take care of all of life, and with this intention we become beacons of light. So let's join together in manifestation to bring about societal transformation. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. We come together to unite, we come together to ignite unity between all forms of life. I see the one in the all and the all in the one. Our hearts beat to the same drum. We come together for the fate of the earth. Every single one of us is needed to rebirth a new community, a new Earth family, a new reality and unity for all humanity. If we educate, we can innovate, create a blank slate for the world to co-create a new fate of societal change and renewal. Indigenous knowledge is a key, is a tool. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. United, 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 let's come together, Earth family. United, 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 let's come together, Earth family. We are co-creators, we are innovators, we are change makers, pioneers and trailblazers, paving a path for an inclusive civilization to arise, a regenerative future for all beings, all life. We nurture cultures of peace and integrity. We celebrate the beauty of our infinite diversity, and from every corner of the world, creative expression paves the way for a future of intimate connection. The leaders of today, the leaders of tomorrow, we have seeds to sow, visions to grow, places to go, and now we know it's time for unity to co-create a united Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create. Let's come together, Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create. Let's come together, Earth family.
Wow.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Gordon.
Trish.
Gorgeous. And oh, gives me all sorts of yummy, warm feelings on the inside. Thank you. I think that music is and dance and is one of the big connectors in the world, that it helps us get back into our bodies, which is a lot of how we find our humanity. We are all united in the sensations of the body and in the feelings and in the connection of vulnerability. So I appreciate you bringing that in.
Thank you, sister. Yeah, it means a lot for me to share that. It actually just released this song a few days ago, so it's very wonderful to be able to share it in this circle with all of you. And this time in our planet is so challenging right now, and it felt really good to bring in these luminaries from our past, Desmond Tutu, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, to just sort of talk to us in the present. And yeah, thank you, everybody. Really an honor to be here with you.
And a reminder that there are wonderful ways that you can get more Tatiana. Her website, which is her name, Tatiana Speed, S-P-E-E-D, TatianaSpeed.com. And definitely, everybody, go to the website right now, put in your name, put in your email address, and subscribe. And then she also has a wonderful Instagram account, and I'm going to go to that in a moment. Tatiana, is there any particular thing you want to promote as we go to your Instagram page?
No, I just encourage people to follow me there. That's where I'm kind of sharing my most recent updates of songs that are coming out, and it's just how to sort of stay connected to me. And I have a lot of new songs coming, a lot. I am basically planning to just do this until I die. Like, this is it. Oh. So, so yeah, I'm just starting to make music again. I took a very long break, which is a whole other story. So this is kind of a very new moment to be creating again. So it'd mean a lot if people want to join me on that journey. It's just really just beginning. This is really the third song I've released, in the last 5 years, actually. Wow. I had a health situation, and I did a lot of, we've all had our individual journeys of transformation, and I'm just sort of coming through mine. And now this is what I'm here to do. So.
Beautiful. Well, go to find her, Tatiana Speed, on Instagram. And, thank you so much. And we've got more. She's going to do another live song and another video. So we still have a lot of Tatiana coming our way. So we're looking forward to that. I'm going to go back to John and Summer for a minute, or maybe Deborah.
I want to interrupt you to just tell you how much I love you and how grateful I am that this platform exists for these incredible visionaries and people to be heard and seen. And Tatiana not only wrote that song and the music, she made that video.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this, we are really in a new place.
And we just made a sine wave through her Facebook page. So if you follow the link of the one that was on her page, you can amplify that sine wave. All of us can be a part of making that sine wave for Tatiana too. And that's just like the spirit of all of this, right? Is supporting each other. So, and yeah, I'm such a fan. Scott, you're so like real and authentically there for every single person you have brought on your show. It like continues to blow my mind. Like, deep bows, brother. You like, thank God for you. Thank Goddess and God for you.
I got tears, brother. I know. Really.
Yeah, you just don't stop.
We're all here for a reason. Boy.
May we be here for you too. In all the ways that you're here for everything else that happens through your platform.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't there something? How can people support you and the Awakening World and Love Coach Academy?
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah. What can we do? How can we make sure this continues?
How can we support Trish?
Yeah, Scott, how?
Okay, well, I'm slightly embarrassed. I wasn't expecting this. Well, this is a good time to register for our next season. I am committing to another season of Awakening World, 3 shows every weekend at least. Sometimes we add a show when we had our social and racial justice, there's just too much to do, so we added a Sunday afternoon show. And so I will put in the chat box where people can register And people can register now for our next season. It's the April 1st through June 30th season. And so registering and, coming in, people can come in at different levels, $15, $35, $75. And, whatever level people come in at, it really helps a lot, because that's how we do this. And, when it goes out for the posters and the marketing and the promotion and all of that sort of thing. And we do, Jews are very, yeah, go ahead, Trish wants to say something.
And if you know someone or want to support the weekend of shows, if you want to be, what's it called? There's a name for that.
Like volunteer support?
God, what's the name for it? If you want to like help financially support like an Awakening World weekend,
Sponsor.
Sponsor. Oh gosh. Yeah, if you want to sponsor some of the Awakening World shows, that's a really good way to support Scott and support everybody that you see here, because it takes a lot of energy to push out all this energy every week. So if you know someone, or if you want to, or if you want to be a group of people that supports one of these shows, maybe you have a topic that you're really passionate about, reach out to Scott, and we can help build that and do that together.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate that. I just put the link in where people can register. And if people register before Sunday at 12 noon, you will get a free ticket to a special event that I'm doing with Eden Amadora. And this is going to be a Zoom meeting. It's going to be very personal. We're going to work with people that join us. And you'll be seeing Eden. She's going to come and do our after show tonight, the meditation. And so anybody who registers before Sunday at 12 noon, you're going to get a free ticket to this special event that we're doing. It's going to be really beautiful. So thank you. I did not know that you guys were going to promote, so I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, back to other promotion. I'm going to go back to John and Summer for a minute. And I'm going to bring up again the place where people can get more information about this Unity, Peace, and Synergy Circle. And tell us a little bit about how people can participate, especially if they come on Tuesday to this.
Yep. Well, that gathering is going to be, again, everything in this circle is open. So everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome there. And on Weaver, we have a project for the Unity and Peace Synergy Circle. So if you sign up on Weaver as well, again, it's free. Be a member of the Sign Network there. You can join that project and stay informed and updated. Now, Unity and Peace, that whole Up Synergy Circle, is connecting also the convergences that happen with the Unity World Unity Week in June, and then the Peace Week that we're having, the Up Convergence in September. And this is a chance, he's open source with the whole idea of self-organizing, a chance for us to unite and come together and share our gifts with each other. So come to that event, the one that's happening in April here, that second gathering, and find out more there, or sign up on Weaver, like we've given you that link. We'll post it in there again. Add a profile there, check out the projects. You'll see the Peace in Ukraine project that we're working on right now. This whole idea of writing the story, telling this tale of synergy from our magic canoe. In this magic canoe, there's lots of room and everybody's welcome. And we're sorting out, to be honest, this came out of my frustrations with how hard it is for us to really work together. And to paddle together is to learn how to be united in ways that give us a chance to show our best to each other and be our best with each other. So we're all newbies at this. This is an example of it. Please come to the Unity and Peace second gathering happening in April. Summer put in the Facebook link.
Yeah, the Facebook event. And I just want to say too, for the 47 people in the room and those that are on the live stream, it would be so great just to hear from you of how do you relate to unity and peace, or what kind of impacts are you working on? Like, just, right here, right now, how do you, what matters the most to you at this time? And let's really start a conversation in the chat with you that are here. And it's a really great place, this unity and peace energy circle is a great kind of like, point of reference for so many of the things that have been shared tonight. So I just want to say, for those of you that may be like, oh, where do I begin? I think that's a really good starting point, to just like get a sense for this incredible open community that is, that you're all welcome to be a part of. So
there was a good question someone posted, I saw in the chat. Why is it so hard for us to work together?
Yeah.
Well, we're born into a narrative, a story that has us separate. There's my thing and your thing, self-interest and shared interest. The truth is, we have to stop denying the oneness that we are. We say it, we need to be it. And part of that is making room for each other, learning how we can grow together, how we influence each other and touch each other. But I believe that's a story that we're born into. This notion that we're separate, this notion that it's a win-lose game. And we know that win-lose is really lose-lose. And that's the situation we're seeing today. The haves and the have-nots, the up and the down. We need to discover a new story. And that's this evolutionary leap that we're about at the moment of, that's the moment of choice. To stop denying our oneness and live as if we are one. So I'm a beginner at this, like all of us. And in authenticity grants authority. So it's okay not to know. I really appreciate you asking that, because that is the only way we're going to learn. Not that we have the answers, but we have the questions. What does a united Earth family look like?
I also just think showing up is also part of the answer. Just show up, come be in the meeting, and a lot of times I don't know what I'm going to do in these spaces. I don't know how I'm going to show up. I don't know what I'm going to offer. It often is found in the space where there are people that want to help each other, that it's just found there. It's emergent. It's not always planned and figured out in a perfect little box of what am I going to do to support and figure out how to help. Sometimes just with the spirit of helping is what helps you realize what's alive in you, that of what you want to contribute, like to World Unity Week that Irina brought in. I mean, that's an incredible space. Woo! So
let love lead the way.
I love to just like totally pin what you said to the wall. So, and really just, we are born into a narrative that's been passed down for a long time. And for some of us, the oneness is actually hard to attach to or to even hear, because we're so parted out ourselves that the narrative, these narratives of harm, we'll call it, because I could name all the isms, which is this narrative of control. And that's where we've been taught to part like individual pieces of ourselves. So I'm one of the places, like I love what you said, Summer, is like show up, just showing up in the discomfort, choosing to be kind, and then choosing to show up in love, knowing that stuff's going to come up between people, and choose peace there. And then the other piece that I'd love to just share is start looking at the places where you part yourself out, where you judge yourself or you're insecure, and actually like ask yourself if that's something that's your belief. Ask yourself like, oh, is this mine? Do I really truly believe this? And then ask yourself, who taught you that? And then ask yourself who taught them that, and them that, and then that, and, and just keep walking it back. Because what you might find, I can't tell you what you might find, but what I found was that a lot of the systems of me not feeling the connection or the oneness was happening within me. And it was hard to work with other people because of that place where we were taught to my needs, and I need to get my needs, instead of being like, oh, I have these needs and I can meet some of them. And then, John and Summer, can you help me meet these needs together? Because I can meet some of your needs. I know I can, and instead of cultivating this new world. Does this make sense? So it takes some time to feel that oneness inside, and then be like, okay, I've got you and I've got me, and let's do it together. And it takes some dissolving or some, looking at the places where we are personally not unified. It's the microcosm of the macrocosm. Andrea, thanks for letting me share.
So much of what you just said too is about trust. Like, are we trusting ourselves and what we, to just that sense of showing up? And then also that building, it's a process to trust, to just like dive into the unknown is, wow, it's a brave act.
And to love each other means to say, hey, your concerns are my concerns.
Yes.
And to have the space in which we can discover each other's needs and concerns. There's a fabulous Japanese word, ganbate. Ganbate means do your best, don't give up, keep moving forward. And that's helped me. And sometimes I realize all I could do is do my best. And if I'm willing to show up and just do my best, don't give up, keep moving forward, we will find our way together.
Beautiful.
If I can just add quickly, peace, love, unity, they're all divine qualities. So as long as you recognize divinity and sacredness in yourself, you will recognize divinity and sacredness in others and in all living beings.
Thank you for that. I want to read, we've got a lot of comments coming in. And so I'm going to read some of the comments from our friends. And John, there's a request for you to spell the Japanese word, if you can put that in the chat box. Deaconess Jenny, who's a regular, writes, peace and blessings to you all. Susan Woolridge writes, we must trust our inner impulses and our goodness. Wanda writes, in public school with competitive tests, pitting student against student, rather than measuring individual achievement to determine a growth plan. Kurt brought up something really important, which is that it took supercomputers for science to discover how groups make decisions and then make decisions for the good of the whole. We really are moving from surviving to thriving. Susan Woolridge writes, trust our intuition and choose to see holiness and innocence in all of us. And then some people on our Unify, and we really love our friends on Unify. Patricia Kelly writes, this is such good news on all that's happening globally to lift and change our world into peace, love, caring, safety, etc. So she's excited. Rhonda Bailey loved your music, Tatiana. Went on and on about that. Natasha wants Tatiana to update your Spotify. And then Rhonda wrote, peace and equality. We are all in this together. One love, one universe, one people. And then finally, we have, she writes, I was raised on a motto that kindness supersedes everything. We never know what's going on in another person's journey. Therefore, we must be humble and compassionate and still offer well-being and love to all of our brothers and sisters. So thank you, and continue. I'll do my best to try and read some of these comments. And one last one from Serafina. She writes, thank you for articulating that both of you, John and Summer, and Trish, wanting to help and keep my heart open is what shows up right now. After 30 years of being a social worker and doing social activism, I want to work in a group on a more behind-the-scenes level with a tribe that feels hopeful and joyful. Trust is huge, and to be able to listen to each other, yes, to discover each other's concerns. So, and Connie and Andrew are with us. We love them. So thank you, everybody. All right, I think it might be time. I'd like to hear a little bit more from Deborah, a little bit more about the Evolutionary Leaders Network. We've kind of touched on it a little bit, Deborah, but I'm going to go back, and anything you want to add for people to understand and know about you really are the one who's running things. I know that somebody else helped to create it, but you are the Evolutionary Leaders Network. So tell us a little bit more about this network that so many of us are proud to be a part of, and that's growing and expanding.
Thank you, Scott. the first thing I want to do is acknowledge your network, the Global Peace Tribe, because we really don't have a term for everyone who's part of this evolution, who is changing from the inside out so that our world can be a very different place. Mm. So I really want to honor you for that and all of the members of the Global Peace Tribe.
Thank you.
Because everybody counts. You know, Amen. The unity that is the core of who we all are as one living system on a beautiful living planet. That unity is expressed through every single one of us.
Absolutely. So and I love that you've got your peace pole behind you.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, before I was doing the Evolutionary Leaders, I was planting peace poles. That was my work.
Oh, wow. We'll have to talk about Jeffrey Reese sometime.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And yeah. All of the other beautiful folks who work with Rotary International. That has been a real force for peace around the world. But let me get back to the Evolutionary Leaders. So first of all, this community was created by the Source of Synergy Foundation. So there's been a lot of talk about synergy this evening. And that is, it's something, it's not a new concept, but it's truly a foundational concept to what we're all trying to co-create right now. So the Source of Synergy Foundation, and started by Diane Williams, brought together this early group of evolutionary leaders that were invited by Deepak Chopra and also the Association for Global New Thought to meet together. And we had a wonderful meeting at Deepak's Center in California. And Bruce Lipton stood up at the end of the meeting and said, the founders of the United States had a declaration. We need to have some kind of a statement of what we're about. And that's where the Call to Conscious Evolution was born. And that group decided that it wanted to meet annually. And so the evolutionary leaders have been growing from within. So that means that the people who are current evolutionary leaders get to nominate the next group of evolutionary leaders. And that's how our community has expanded. And now there are well over 200 people in it. And one of the things that has shifted is that in the beginning, a high percentage were really well-known authors and teachers like Deepak. But now the people who are coming in are the people who may not be as well-known, although some of them are. We brought in some wonderful, better-known people this year, like Ken Wilber and Rianne Eisler. But beyond that, it's the people who are actually doing the work to advance this evolution of consciousness, to really envision what it would be like to live on this planet as a culture of peace. In all the ways that John and Summer were articulating so beautifully, of supporting one another because we recognize that everyone's contribution counts. So the evolutionary leaders, in this moment of time, are opening up in new ways. And that's what a lot of this work with the Synergy Circles is about. Because we have been kind of a closed community of mutual support and empowerment. And also our newsletter, The Edge, tries to be, and our Facebook page, try to be kind of one-stop shopping if you want to find out what all of these people whom you admire and whose books are on your bookshelf are thinking now and doing. But now beyond that, we're finding ways to reach out so that more people can become involved. And that's why I'm so excited about the Unity and Peace Synergy Circle, because Unity Earth and the science work, groups that have started this synergy circle are open to everyone. And it's beautiful to see how everybody's work is supported, no matter what it is that is brought to the table. And right now, this is our moment of choice, and we need to choose peace. These peace poles are all over the world, and they are ready to be activated. And you can activate the network of probably at least 300,000 peace poles all over the world just by saying the prayer, may peace prevail on earth.
Peace prevail on earth. I have a peace pole. I was so happy when Fumi got me a peace pole. It's in my front yard, so everybody sees it when they drive by.
I've got a mini one.
Oh, you got the little baby one. I love that.
Yeah, I've got a baby one.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
I'm bringing Kurt on and then Irina, because I want to give you each a chance to share any final thoughts you want to share. And then we're going to hear another song from beautiful Tatiana. And then we're going to do a prayer for peace with Ida Amadora. Kurt, what would you like to kind of emphasize or share?
Well, I'm actually going to hearken back to Trish and John and others who have shown excitement. And it's excitement that comes, as Trish said, from knowing what's actually true. And when you know that that's true, you know you can make a difference. So if you get on TV right now, you see guys like Lavrov from Russia with the long face, unhappy. But if you look at the streets or the people who really want the world to change, there's energy there and there's excitement there. And that's coming from who we are. Now, the wisdom traditions have known this for millennia, but as I noted the last time I was on the program, science figured that out in 2015, that the other kinds of natural selection that are work at the group level always serve the whole. For evolutionary reasons, individuals make selfish decisions because we want to survive. But when groups make decisions, they make them for the good of the whole. That's the energy in the street. That's the energy of people like John and Trish, who, when you know what's true, that's where the energy arrives. And so that's what's going on really now with the Synergy Circles, Evolutionary Leaders, and all these other networks around the world that want to get in the driver's seat of where our species goes, because they absolutely know that this is possible. We know the kind of species we could be: loving, reciprocal, kind, compassionate, and we know we can get there. And so I think that's what is exciting. When we're working now with all these people and they start to light up when they start working together, then you see that in action. So that's kind of what I would like to just toss out of the ballpark as we close out a wonderful evening.
Beautiful. And I'm looking forward to, I'm going to be collaborating with Kurt. We're going to create an entire Awakening World weekend dedicated to the evolutionary leaders, the Synergy Circle, moving the media forward. That's going to be the May 6th through 8th is going to be the Awakening World dedicated. So you'll see probably all of these people again, going even deeper into how we can all participate. And God knows how the world will have changed by that time.
Yeah, and right at the time that the book comes out again, which has all those 43 people expressing their dream. Such a powerful message.
You know, speaking of the book, I'm going to go to our dear friend Connie, because of course Connie is one of our favorites. You're on camera, Connie. And she had something she wanted to say about the book, Our Moment of Choice. Oh, you're muted.
I just wanted to say that this is such an important book because it gives the insights from these visionaries in a very concise manner, and it very much contributes to giving us the courage to act according to our hearts, because these people are true visionaries into the future and into how we would access those aspects of ourselves and act accordingly, which is the key to accessing higher frequencies and a new reality.
Beautiful. And it's coming out on paperback May 3rd. And Trish is asking, is it on audiobook yet? Yes,
Yes.
It is actually, yes, from Beyond Words, Simon and Schuster.
beautiful. So on Beyond Words via Simon and Schuster is how people pick up the audio.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.com, so easy to find.
Beautiful. Okay.
And thank you, Connie, so much. You know, it means a lot coming from you, and your beautiful book on the trust frequency is a real inspiration.
Thank you. Irina, I'm putting the spotlight on you and wanted to invite you to share maybe a little bit about Unity Earth, because that's something I know you're very involved with. As if we don't have enough things for people to know about. But tell us a little bit more about Unity Earth.
So I did share a link to Unity Earth website earlier, and I'll do that again. So Unity Earth is a network of organizations, individuals, everyone who is on a mission to realize peace on Earth, peace and unity on Earth. We are very involved in organizing various events. We used to do those on the ground at the locations before COVID, and from 2020 and to this day, we've taken those online. So the next global event is in June, 18th to 25th of June, which is World Unity Week. We organize that in collaboration with John and Summer and Sign Network. So that's something that everyone can also get involved. If you want to do presentation, if you want to share your music, your artistic talent, if you want to raise some social justice issues, you have a platform to do that over the course of the week. So that's about Unity Earth and World Unity Week. So Unity Earth has been around for the last 5 or 6 years, maybe. Could please correct me, but I'd say around that time, losing track of time. Yeah, and we have grown so much. It started really with just like few beautiful souls coming together and wanted to create this platform for people just joining in their mission to realize peace and unity on Earth. We have representatives from around the globe from all different faiths. We have spiritual leaders from Islamic faith, from Hindu faith, from Krishna faith, from Baha'i. And we used to get these leaders together in a location to, share their wisdom with the audience. And as I said, for the last couple of years, it's all been happening online. You're welcome to join us this June 18th to 25th.
Beautiful. Thank you. And again, I've been showing this while you've been talking back and forth. Just go to unity.earth and make sure you register so that you could be a part of this. And we carried it on Saturday Night Live last June. We'll, of course, be dedicating the Awakening World to Unity Earth in June when that's happening. So thank you so much, Irina, for doing that. And we love Ben Bowler, who is Mr. Unity Earth, who you saw at the beginning of the show.
Another thing I think is important to say about Unity Earth is that there is a major focus on music and indigenous wisdom, as well as all of what Irina has mentioned. So it's a very special community. And I really want to encourage everybody to take a look at unity.earth.
Yeah, and if you go to the magazines also that I've linked, many of those actually tell the story of all the global programs that Unity Earth did before COVID made that impossible. And so many of those were really involved with indigenous wisdom and also involved with this whole movement toward changing the planet. So a lot of that's there in living color. There they all are. You'll see everybody you know, from Ben to Chief Phil to Mindahi to Deepak, to go through the list. And you read through those and you'll see a lot of your fellow travelers.
Beautiful. Well, we're going to shift in a moment to our after show, but I want to bring my partner, my Friday night partner, Trish, back on for any final thoughts that you'd like to share, Trish, after this very full evening that we've had. It's been quite a buffet of amazing people and opportunities.
You know, what I do want to bring in is a little conversation that we had a while ago around the renaming of this show and what turned into all of the shows. And one of the names, like some of the names that we were passing was evolutionary leaders or awakened leaders. And so in this playing with these, like, because Scott, you have such a magnetic, wonderful thing about you. I don't know what it is, but it's like the magic of Scott. I think we all know it, right? That you just have this amazing capacity to like bring people in. And I'm so glad that you are not only on this platform, I mean, Global Peace Tribe and the Awakening World, but also on the platform that is really supporting leadership in a new and healthy way, because that's actually what we need. We need connected, evolved, loving, compassionate leaders that bring us back to ourselves and back to each other. Like, that's so crucial in this time. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you showing up and pulling your, like, not even like cultivating your love and showing up in love, the just wide open armed lovingness and being a stand for that. So thank you for showing up now in the world.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I brought up all of our presenters that you've heard from tonight. And please feel free to stick around for the after show. And if you need to go to dinner, I can understand that too. And we're going to hear from Eden Amador in a moment. She's joined us. I'll bring her on to with everybody.
I love her. What a cool event. I'm kind of jealous that I won't be there.
So we're kind of now shifting into the after show. And Tatiana is going to start us off with a beautiful song she just wrote. And it's quite exquisite. Tatiana, tell us a little bit about this song you're about to sing.
Yeah, so this song is very new. It was freshly cooked, like basically finished it today. So you're the first people to really hear it. But I really, as all of us really have been so deeply impacted by what's happening in the Ukraine, I really wanted to create a song for this moment as my prayer and contribution. And so I was inspired to write the song. There's two stories in it. One is the victim of war, and one is the soldier of war. And this song really speaks to almost the fact that we need to bring compassion to both in order for there to be transformation and peace. And also, I just wanted to presence in this song the millions and millions of voices around the world that are rising right now and that are demanding that the world shift into a peaceful place. And I can almost I get chills when I think about it, just how many people are praying right now for this to change. And so I wanted to put that into this song. She tried to hide when the soldiers came, as the bombs fell like rain, and everything changed. She lived in a land that once was free. Now she wonders if she'll live till the morning. She holds her children tight and whispers, "It'll be all right. You'll be safe until the morning light." before the break of day, she gets on her knees and prays, let there be peace on earth. Oh, na 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 na, hear the voices rising around the world. Na 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 na, hear the voices rising. May there be peace on earth. Na 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 na, hear the voices rising. May there be peace on earth. He never meant to be the one with the gun. He never meant to become so numb. He wanted to serve, he wanted to be brave. But now he's ordered to kill, not save. Soldier who's lost his way, he gets on his knees and prays, let there be peace on earth. Oh, na 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 na, hear the voices rising around the world. Na 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 na, hear the voices rising. May there be peace on earth. Na 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 na, hear the voices rising. May there be peace on earth. Voices are rising around the world. We can hear them now in our hearts. People are coming together in this magical canoe. Things are collapsing, breaking, shattering, shaking, but we are strengthening. Our collective vision is growing every single day as together we pray. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? The millions and millions and millions of voices around the world praying for a new age, a new dawn, a new day. Can you hear it? Oh, na 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 na, hear the voices rising around the world. Na 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 na, hear the voices rising. May there be peace on earth. Na 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 na, hear the voices rising. May there be peace on earth. May there be peace on earth. Oh, may there be peace on earth. You can just feel that in your heart right now. May there be peace on earth. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
One of the things that I love about that song, I got a chance to hear it just before we came on air, is thank you for acknowledging the tragedy of the Russian soldier as well. You know, it's I've worked so much with Vietnam vets and young kids that when they were in their teens or early 20s went over there, and how it shapes their entire life. And we're seeing the same thing again. It's truly tragic. And so let's keep everybody in our prayers. And I love how you included that in that beautiful song. And of course, lots and lots of comments flying in about how beautiful it is. And we have one more Tatiana experience that we're going to actually close everything out with. Thank you so much, Tatiana. Thank you. I am so honored that I get to turn it over to my friend, Eden Amadora. And you've seen Eden Amador on The Awakening World on Saturday Night Live. She leads goddess gatherings and just brings so much integrity to everything she does. And so I've asked her to lead our after show prayer for peace tonight.
Scott, I'm so honored to be here. And Tatiana, that just blew my heart wide open. And I know we're all going through levels of collective grief and prayer, and I'm personally in a deep grief portal, a loss recently. And I'm glad to be here and receiving the beauty of your heart and your music, and especially the compassion with which you, as Scott said, included that the life of the soldier that wants to serve and protect and save, and the noble-hearted that find themselves in these horrible situations. So let's collectively come together in our hearts and experience more deepening compassion and peace together. I know they've done research that when people come together and meditate and pray, it literally affects the morphogenetic field, and it lowers the crime rates in cities where this happens in mass. And here we are all over the world. So let's take this opportunity to deepen into the heart of compassion and love and raise our frequency and send these beautiful visions of peace and interconnectedness of the brotherhood, sisterhood that's possible on earth and our humanity. So I'm going to invite everyone to come with our hands for a moment, our hands of light, as if you're first just offering. And I use a lot of these kind of mudric practices because mudras really seal and amplify energy. So as if you're offering the hands that are connected to the heart, and then just bringing them to your own heart for a moment, and just bringing peace within your own heart, leaning back into your back body, feeling the connection between your central channel and the earth and the heavens. Deep breath into your heart, breathing into that place in your own heart, no matter what's happened to you, no matter what hard choices you've had to make in your life, that there is a part in your own heart that is innocent, untarnishable by this world. I call it the sacred heart. So just holding your own sacred heart for a moment and just blessing first the self as we love ourselves and hold ourselves as sacred. Breathing into the back of the heart chakra, just bowing the chin in noble humility, in sincere prayer for peace within our minds, peace within our hearts, offering the busyness of mind, places in our own lives that we may have small conflicts, places that we may separate or judge. In this moment, just bringing ourselves into that unity of the open heart, using another deep breath into the very, very innermost chambers, the back of the sacred heart. Deep breath. And feeling, if you can use your creative imagination, as if wings of a dove unfurl from the back of your own sacred heart, your own heart wings lifting with the breath of life, the breath of presence, the breath of compassion for yourself. Unfurling those heart wings and now opening the hands, still with our eyes closed, and just remembering that first position of just offering. And at first, just in your innermost radius of your relations to those beings that you know personally who are suffering, perhaps from fear, illness, conflict, just offering sincere prayers. May they be peaceful. May they be well. May they be joyful. May they know themselves as whole and worthy of love. And letting your exhale really just offer that breath, that shared breath of life to all beings in your life. You might remember a certain being who's really hurting right now, just offering them that prayer for peace. And then let's open our hands of light to the side, almost like those wings of the dove of the back of our heart, and just imagining your radius expanding now and breathing out peace, as if we could all kind of imagine wingtip to wingtip across the globe, this global peace tribe, this awakening world with our hearts leading, that we are emanating this prayer for all beings, and especially to places of deep pain and violence and conflict on the planet right now. Not only the Ukraine, there are many, many wars, tribal wars, conflicts, places on the planet that are deeply needing this love and this peace. And if there's a particular color frequency, perhaps a really sweet rose gold light from the center of your heart, just wrapping Mama Gaia in this high frequency love light that we are emanating together with our sincere prayer. Peace within, peace around, peace spreading through the world, heart to heart. And I'd like to add to this prayer that all beings remember their nobility and their innocence and their ability to come back to center and choose what is true for their own heart, knowing, and that we together can awaken the heart of humanity. And now bringing our hands of light just in front of the heart, pressing them together in the simple mudra of Namaste, and bowing, adding your own inner prayers to this high frequency moment together. Just offering that prayer from the center of your own heart. Breathing into that feeling, into that luminosity within, spreading all around the world. And then I bring my prayer hands to my forehead and I bow to all of you for showing up, for being here, for doing the good work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is through all of us. Let us slowly come back and open our eyes. Thank you, beloveds. Thank you. So good to be here with you. I'm so honored. Thank you, Scott, for inviting me. I think you're muted, love. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us. And a couple things that we're going to close with a beautiful video from Tatiana, but I just want to always encourage people to check out all the wonderful things Eden has to offer at her website, EdenAmador.com. And again, an invitation to join Eden and I this Sunday, as we are going to be doing a Zoom meeting style, keeping it intimate, and would love to have you join us and other global peace tribers as we really embrace this new season, the spring season for the Northern Hemisphere, the harvest autumn season for our friends down under, like Arena and Ben. And it's going to be really quite beautiful. I'll put the link into the chat box of registration. And Eden, thank you. Really looking forward to Sunday, and blessings for you and what you and your family are going through. So many of us are going through loss, and Eden has had a big loss in her family recently. And so thank you, Eden, for being with us. And I want to acknowledge all of our other presenters and teachers. Summer, I saw you weeping with tears. Your tears are so beautiful. Thank you for that. And Tatiana, I'm going to put the spotlight on you and just invite you to tell us a little bit about this closing video we're about to watch called Caravan.
Sure. Yeah, this is really my invocation for peace. I mean, I wrote it when I was traveling. I did a trip where I went through the Middle East, and I went through Israel, and I went through Palestine, and you know, you're seeing things where there's a lot of not peace, but I also just felt an enormous amount of hope. And
I continue to feel an enormous amount of hope, especially being here on this call. People are awakening, our hearts are opening. The power of our love, I know, is so much stronger than anything else on the planet. And yeah, this song is really just about this collective awakening and the fact that I know peace is going to be a natural byproduct of this that is occurring here on this call and around the world.
Here we go, Caravan by Tatiana.
Peace is coming, I'm just letting you know. Hearts are blooming all around the world. Brotherhood is coming, I'm just letting you know. Peace like a flag unfurled. As we join the caravan to the promised land, the home that we share deep in our heart. And we join the caravan, walking hand in hand, singing an ancient song not forgotten. The light of a calm new day. We are so beautiful, so many different colors. Listen, our hearts know the way. As we join the caravan to the promised land, the home that we share deep in our heart. And we join the caravan, walking hand in hand, singing an ancient song not forgotten. Are blooming all around the world.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sharing. Such a joy to be with all of you. Thank you.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Lost my voice. Thank you, everybody, for watching the show. I see that almost everybody is still with us. Please come back tomorrow night. It's going to be a very beautiful show. We've got the Twin Ray bringing so much wisdom for how we can embrace this new season. We also have 3 different musical artists all playing live: Honey of the Heart, Jamishka, and Sarita. We've got some wonderful presenters. It's going to be a very, very special weekend. And then on Sunday, Louisa Stowe, Chief Philip Scott, and the Revolution. So please do join us for all of our shows on the Awakening World. Please invite friends. Let's grow our family. Thank you again so much. And I'm going to go back to gallery view one more time just so you can wave goodbye to all of our friends, all these beautiful souls from all over the world. Love you so much. Thank you for being with us, and look forward to hopefully seeing all of you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.